Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Mario Championship channel. My name is Savage Octagon, and along with an awesome cast and crew of characters, I am happy to bring you this evening's competition. So, you may be hearing a lot about silver bells this month, but what about silver pills? Welcome to our year-end Silver Bracket Championship. We've got 6 matches before we crown our awesome Silver Bracket champion, and here to help me call this action is John Flindo. How you doing, John?
I'm doing great, Savage, and I just want to say I love that bring in with the silver pills. That was great.
I was in the grocery store being pounded by the music, and I thought of it. Yeah, pun life.
That's great. That's
Mhm.
very well done.
So we've got some awesome matches. The people who are participating in this are any players who have participated in 3 or more monthly tournaments. And so we've got a lot of people who have been around pretty much every single month, both playing in the gold and the silver brackets. We have quite a few silver bracket champions. And can you tell us about this first match we're going to see, John?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got our number 4 seed Larva 12 going up against our 5 seed JB Henry. You can see there that awesome graphic that I believe Larva put together, and that's super cool. It's my first time seeing it. That's super cool. So this is actually going to be a battle of the silver tournament champions. Larva won back in March, and then as we remember, JB won our tournament last month in November. Interestingly enough, though, this is going to be JB's first time playing the 4 through 7 block in tournament play. So we don't have quite any stats to talk about as far as his side. Larva's average is a 643 and her best is a 528 now. So I think this is going to be a really interesting match to see.
Yeah, for sure. And these two are good friends, and they've had friendly banter and friendly bets with one another before. So this is for bragging rights between the two of them for sure.
Absolutely. And they have met once before unofficially for a pie in the face rather showdown.
Pie in the fat. Pie in the fat.
Pie in the face showdown. JB won that one, and Larva got a pie in the face there at the Phoenix tournament. So she's looking to maybe bring this back and win their first official match. As we're just going to allow our players to get ready, finish warming up, and we will be underway.
Excellent. So we're just waiting for readies from both players. And one thing is that as soon as this tournament is over, the 2023 season is going to start. So we'll give you some details about that at the end of the broadcast. But anyone who's watching and wants to try out, it's about to be your time. All right, just waiting on ready from Larva. She was looking to make that D sandwich there, but now she is topping out. All right, we have readies from both players.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We have both players rocking team high, Larva rocking team chill, and JB rocking team off as we have our 3, 2, 1 and pills.
Hills.
Although
He's
JB definitely listening to music though.
Oh, yeah, he tends to jam out to something. Now, these two players are playing levels 4 through 7. It's a little bit different from the level blocks you're used to seeing in Gold, and it's to keep things zippy, keep things light. And we see that JB is off to a little bit of a lead, and his board was really, really nice to start, like a speedrunner's dream, a bunch of good doubles.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see JB's board. I've been looking over here at Larva's board. She looks like she's been setting up for some horizontals over here in these columns 6 through 8 towards the bottom of her board. She's going to get a really nice one here though with that blue yellow, and then another drop combo to clear out another horizontal. Well, excuse me, not a horizontal, a vertical there. But she is down to 12 viruses rather. uh, it's been a long morning.
Yeah, and she's
It's
gonna
all
get a
right.
nice cross there that she was waiting for. Meanwhile, JB, if he did have an interesting setup going on that could have gone a lot of different ways. Notice that he's tucking those yellows in between on column 8, and he did have some opportunity to sort of drop a horizontal, but it would have messed up some other stuff. So he's been a little bit more complicated, whereas Larva's been after the sort of uh beginning of her level, she's been a little more straightforward, and she's out at a 122.
Yeah, and that's one thing about Larva that I've noticed. Larva plays a very straightforward game, and right now it has been working out for her as she is out of her level 4 first. JB finally going to be out at a 141, but absolutely not out of this yet. He can absolutely bring this back, Savage.
Oh, for sure. Larva started off her level with some really good plays, and this board looks great for her. I think she could end up with a possibility of running out of some blue. That seemed to be the color that was the most abundant. But RNG cooperating, and she's got an opportunity for a really nice combo here. Yes, vertical into horizontal, nicely done.
Yeah, and speaking of running out of colors, JB on his board he's down to just one more yellow left with this clear. I really like what he did setting up that horizontal to drop down and set up the horizontal with the blue on his row 1 there. And a nice swim move there by JB to set up possibly another horizontal on the other side. I'm curious to see how he's going to handle this, especially with all this red that he's got on his board. Okay, he does take the horizontal there. And it looks like he's going to take that one in column 8 vertically.
Yeah, and speaking of red, that's what both of these players need right now. Larva was down to only 3 viruses, all of them red, and notice she's not getting the red help she needs once again, finally getting it out at a 254. She's 4 viruses ahead of JB, but when all of your viruses are red, that could mean a lot more time, John.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing the doctor right now just not providing, but that double red is huge for JB. He's just going to
Yeah.
need one more. Not totally happy with the drop time he had to take, but he is out at a 317 on into his level 6 as we see Larva just pounding through this level 6 so far.
Yeah, really nice horizontal tuck just now that she made to clear out those blues and open up the left-hand side of the board. And she's about half a level ahead of JB at the moment, just tearing through this. Um, and so nice combo there. She is going to have to be forced to take drop time towards the top of her board at this point because of clearing out those reds, but she's off to a really good start.
Yeah, speaking of drop time, JB had a really nice drop combo into a triple clear. A really nice play by JB. He's going to take that blue vertically, and he is down to just one yellow left on his board. Now no blue left to speak of at all. Again, it's a very red-heavy board for JB. That's been the story of this block so far for him, Savage.
Yeah, definitely. And he's got great places to put those reds once they come, because notice he can just tuck right in between on column 1 and building yellows on top. Everything is going to fall perfectly for him. And notice he's caught up because of Larva's yellow drought. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's out at a 434.
There's a really nice play by JB setting up those yellows on top of the reds. Just as you were saying, very nice foresight by JB. We have ourselves a match here. We are virtually tied.
There is a small difference between the timers. So Larva got out of her level 6 just 2 seconds behind JB, although on our screens it was a little bit longer. And the her board has so much blue on the top of it, but it looks like she's making excellent management. Oh, she overtucked that red blue because she had the opportunity to do sort of a square of sorts, which would have been really cool. But that tuck in columns 6 and 7 made it a little more difficult. Now she's got some garbage to contend with.
Yeah, that did hurt to see. It hurt me personally to see that.
Yeah.
I got a feel for Larva right there, but she's done a really good job cleaning it up. She's really only got 2 pieces of garbage right now on her board. As we look over on JB's side, he's got a potential for a really long horizontal on the bottom of his board. But as I say that, he goes ahead and clears out the one on the right side, and he's going to try to make it a little bit more manageable, which I think is the right call. Another nice, really nice horizontal there from JB.
Yeah, he's got a lot of great options for this end game. I think he's working on the blue and the yellow horizontally at the bottom. But, this is a very close game. I think it's going to come down to how RNG allows Larva to deal with that garbage in column 3, which is now gone. And so she's got to figure out the quickest way to get rid of these viruses. Taking out that yellow horizontally, an excellent deal. And this double red going to be huge for her.
Look at this.
She just needs 2 reds. Oh, and so does
JB just needs 2 more reds.
Oh,
there's 2 reds for JB out of the 623, and Larva also out of the 623. We potentially have a tie here. It is going to have to be verified. But if this is any way that the rest of this tournament is going to shake out, holy cow, Savage.
Very exciting. Now, I think that I saw JB's timer at 622 when he finished, and I think it ticked over just before just right after he finished. So we don't go down to hundredths or tenths of a second there, John. So we're going to have to wait for a second there.
Absolutely.
Now,
but either way, a great match.
If these two have tied, we will go to level 8. We'll just play one level and they'll go as fast as they can.
And as a reminder, it doesn't play as much of a part in these lower levels, but in a tiebreaker, if one player does top out, then that's the end, and the other player wins automatically.
Yeah. And the thing is that neither of these players are going to be in danger of topping out on level 8 because of their skill level, but very, very exciting possibility. And the Dave confirming that we do have a tie in our very first game of this silver bracket.
Oh, man.
So we are going to level 8. We have had a double overtime before, but let's not bring that drama just this early. So are we ready, players? Let's get some readies from these players. And yes, please reset your timers.
We have resets. We have it ready from Larva. Just waiting on a JB ready. There it is.
Excellent. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Overtime?
Yeah.
The interesting thing, too, is that this is going to rely a lot on RNG. Beautiful opening horizontal from JB. Now he's going to have to contend with quite a bit of red, whereas Larva's board a little bit more diverse, although she's just cleaned off the blue from the top, John.
Yeah, but she does immediately open up some blue access there in her column 3. It's the only blue access she's got, and most of her blues are buried there at the bottom of the board. She does have some there in about columns 5 through 6 in the center, but it's going to take some digging to get to.
And these two practically even here now. JB did start a couple of seconds before, so he's got a little bit less time to play with here. Now, Larva's going to have to deal with the story of this match so far. So much red on the top of this board. We know that NES RNG sometimes provides double red blitzes where we get double reds over and over again, and that's what Larva wants right now.
Yeah, would really love to see that for Larva. I really love to see some blue and yellow for JB over on his side. I really like what he did with that yellow blue and dropping it down onto the red. Great play by JB. He's down to 20. Now 19. Larva down to 16. But as you were saying, Savage, Larva just hurting for red right now.
Yeah, definitely. And this double red, excellent for her. She uses it to clear out column 3, which is a good move. You always want to use those reds to uncover other things. So, for example, putting that double red on top of column 2 would have been a mistake. And so now you see that she's pretty much even keel now, situation wise, not needing the red as badly.
Yeah, really would love to see a blue yellow for Larva right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to really open up the
Hey,
rest
you
of her
got
board. And
it. You
there it
got
is, the
it.
commentator blessing. You are welcome,
Excellent.
Larva. And JB just struggling right now with his RNG. He's not getting the yellows he needs, and it's not going to be enough. As Larva out with a 159 of her level 8, she will take the first game of the match.
Mm-hmm. So excellent. It is now 1-0 to Larva. Champion versus champion. So we will see if we're able to bring it to a decider. And you know what, John? With the drama these two already brought, I think that's what we need. So let's go.
I agree. Any excuse for me to call more matches, I'm all here for it. No pressure, JB. Totally kidding, of course, but
All right, we have readies from both players, so let's start game number 2.
we have our 3, 2, 1, and pills.
And thank you so much, Game Showman 2013, for the sub. Really appreciate it. All the subs go towards equipment and prizes for our tournaments, so thank you so much. Ooh,
Right.
I'm
JB
not.
just rocking out over here. I love it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, no, it's really. I love the energy. I only listen exclusively to the Dr. Mario music. I'm very impressed when people listen to other things. But great combo from Larva down the center of the board. Now she's gonna have to take some drop time with this garbage here in column 7, and it's gonna leave red yellow on the top. I'm a little worried about her column 2 at the moment. There are ways to get around it without worrying about that giant stack of garbage, but it is going to be a little bit tough for her, John.
Yeah, she is a bit spired over there in that column too, as JB just once again reds and blues for JB.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's like been playing Halo or something today or what, but it's all about the red and blue for JB so far.
Yeah, and 1 blue, and this is going to be awesome. This whole sweet tea is just going to be a nice drop combo there. Now, Larva's got a lot going on here on this board. She does manage to chop down a lot of it with a really nicely managed garbage combo, but there's still a bunch of garbage here.
Yeah, and it's given JB a chance to really pull ahead here. He's just going to need 1 more blue. Right now, not getting it. There it is. Okay, he's going to be out at a 123. But Larva really not that far behind. She's only going to need 1 more yellow and 1 more red. Here's a nice yellow red. And there's the blue. She's going to be only 7 seconds behind JB right now.
Yeah, and the shape of JB's board hasn't really enabled him to put things down very quickly. Notice he's been tucking down to the bottom layers. And so that's going to take a little bit of time. So he hasn't been able to set up the combos, although the bottom of his board is going to look pretty nice once he gets there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got an amazing setup there at the bottom of his board. You can already see he's setting up for that horizontal red there at the bottom, while Larva, she's over here just making some really nice plays. I like Larva's board a lot better than JB's right now. She's got a little bit more spread out, but she's also a lot more diverse, which is really going to help her as long as the pills keep falling the way that they have been.
Yeah, the diversity on her board has looked great. Now, she is going to take a little bit of drop time, probably the second she gets a red yellow on columns 1 and 2, but there it is. She does not go for it. So I think she'll probably be trying. She set up that red yellow so that if she takes a horizontal on these yellows on row 3, that's going to drop down into a combo. So really nice work from Larva thinking ahead there. She's got that set up.
Yeah, and that's something new we've seen from Larva. But it's not a play that she normally does. So that's great to see her making those advanced plays and those advanced plans. She's going to be out at a 254. taking a lead from JB, who is now 8 seconds behind Larva.
Mm-hmm. Very exciting so far. Now, Larva's board, at first it looked like she was indicating that she might want to take out that red in column 5 horizontally, but it just wasn't going to manifest itself quickly. But she did clear out that garbage, so nicely done. These two are neck and neck right now.
Yeah, it's a really close game. And as a reminder, we do have about that 4 second clock differential between our players. So it's just amazing to see how close they are staying to each other. And, just a testament to both their play. They are actually, there are 4 and our 5 seed. They are very evenly matched as far as skill goes throughout the year. And it's just been amazing to see how close they truly are.
Yeah, although looking at their possible trajectory through the level, JB's got to get a lot of blue to get things going, and Larva's needs a lot of yellow. So you can see her building things up on top of the other yellows. So notice she was using those reds as strategic garbage to make a nice combo there. Finally, JB gets those blues off horizontally that were bugging him and making good combos as well. Notice he's going to get a vertical into a horizontal with these reds. Very nicely done. Leaves column 8 open to undertuck those yellows. And he is there at 6-2-9.
There you
Nice.
go. Great play by JB. Oh, and look at this. Oh, he didn't go for the horizontal that he thought he would. He's going to elect to clear them vertically,
Yeah, I think
which,
that's a good play.
either way, it's going to work out for him. He's just needing about 4 more reds and he'll be out. Oh, and a
Hey.
double red. There it is. JB out at a 451 on into his last level of this block as Larva just struggling to get the pill she needs right now, Savage.
Yeah, she buried herself in a kind of a weird way, and then she used some reds and yellows to fat log out of that situation. So it did slow her down a little bit. She's out at a 506, and she's just 3 viruses behind JB. It might, with the time differential, be just about the same. So it's a one level game.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at the staircase that Larva's got on her yellow on her top line. Is good.
Mm.
You
Yeah, you
hate to
hate
see
this.
it.
Yeah, you really do. Now, of course, speaking of things we don't like, I mean, JB's board is just covered with blue on the top, and he's just got to make the quickest move to take some of it off. And so he goes for column 7 there. And I might have gone for column 6 actually to open up, but either way, he's going to have to deal with this blue, and it's going to be a little bit of a mess until then.
Yeah, JB's really got to get some more access to those reds, and he's only got 2 reds left, and they're all covered by the blues. He is going to potentially. He's had a couple chances to open them up, which at the same time though, red is not his biggest pain point right now. He is going to go ahead and open that up with a couple nice drop combos, and with this, look at this lightning
Nice
bolt.
lightning bolt. Yeah.
JB just needs 3 more yellows. There's 1, 2, and 3. He will be out at a 638.
Excellent. Sending us to exactly what the commentators wanted, our first decider. Hopefully not the last.
Yeah, absolutely. Great play again by both of our players. JB obviously takes game 2. Larva looks like she's going to just go ahead and finish it out. And I don't blame her at all. I don't blame her at all for finishing this out.
Yeah, especially with that nice combo that cut everything down. And there she is, out at a 706. So GG's to both players. And let's start sipping some of that mold decider.
Yeah.
Going with the holiday themes. All right. We have a ready from Larva and a ready from JB.
And the winner of this game will go on to face our number 1 seed, Ook the Librarian, in round 2.
Oof. I don't envy them.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, pills. Ooh, Ooh, a really interesting board there for JB. I hope he gets the blue that he needs. And notice that these reds are set up in an interesting pattern so that he could try to go for them horizontally, but only if he gets the perfect stuff. So I think he's not going to be going for that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the pills were going to fall his way. It's such an interesting board to see those three reds all in a row together. But I do think that JB made the right decision not going for it, as Larva has just been, kind of on a tear through this level 4. That blue right now is a pain point for her. She has absolutely no access to that yellow virus there in her column 2. She really wants to take the red and the yellow together, I think, which is what she is set up for. She had the opportunity to set up for a horizontal, doesn't take it. Instead, going to take the drop combo into a triple. Really nice play by Larva. And clearing out the horizontal blue, she's going to be out at a 109.
Yeah, and JB just a little bit behind her. We saw a hesitation from JB as he was thinking about trying to take those reds out horizontally and not having the platform to do so. It forced him to take a little bit of drop time, and you could see from his face that he wasn't really happy about this, but these two players really close together.
Yeah, JB's dealing with a little bit of a
Woo!
split board right now. He's got a well there in his columns 3 through 5 now, whereas Larva's board is a lot more compact. That's going to help her in regards to drop time. JB's going to have to be a little bit more creative with how he clears out his pills.
hmm We have a nice tuck from Larva in columns 3 and 4, setting up for that blue-red combo. But now she needs a bunch of yellow. She's got it on top of quite a bunch of columns. Double yellow would be perfect for her to avoid drop time at the moment.
And she was a little bit unhappy with that overtuck with the red pill. But at the same time, I don't know that I would have undercleared it, as it did drop the blues that she was working on. But it's not going
hmm
to for her. Oh, but a misdrop there in
Oh,
column 4.
yeah. Now, luckily, she can still work with stuff underneath there. But anytime you have a misdrop like that, it's going to mess up your plans. Now, JB, awesome combo there, taking out a lot of garbage and just needs one red. Nice build up on top of that, and he's out at a 241.
Yep. But Larva with this cross combo coming up, there it is. She's out at a 245.
Very nice end game there from Larva. All right, let's see. So both players, um, there was only about a second differential, so we're a lot more even in our time than we've seen in other games between these two. These two just there's some interesting stuff going on here, and I'm a little bit worried about JB's column 6 just because of the potential drop time and the reds all around it. But we'll see. Actually, Larva has in her column 5 something high up, but she's got a combo sort of ready to go there.
Yeah, and Larva had an opportunity there to undertuck the red and the yellow and take out a little bit of that drop time, but it worked out for her the way that she decided to take care of that. And she's just cruising along down to 9 viruses left. JB, on the other hand, needing a lot of red, Savage.
Yeah, luckily he did not take out that, red blue the way I thought he would. Actually, there were sort of more efficient ways to do that, but he has cleared out a bunch of those reds, and now he just needs to take out the blue in a way, that's going to not tank the chances to clear that yellow as well. So he's gotta be pretty mindful of how he takes that out. Now, Larva, her blue in that column 1 is completely buried without a significant plan for taking out that garbage. She's just gotta, yeah, drill down those columns and take out the yellow. So she
Yeah,
is now
there it
free
is.
and clear for that. So,
And
yeah, she's
meanwhile,
out at a
JB setting up for
431.
horizontal of his own into a drop combo. We are basically at a dead heat here, folks.
Very nicely done. So we've got a pretty horizontal top for Larva. I think if she uses these reds, double reds at the top strategically and cleans them out, yeah, that way is good. So that now she has the opportunity to clear out these yellows horizontally. She doesn't take it. She starts tucking towards the bottom. So let's hope she sees that option.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure. As you said, if Larva just didn't see it. Okay, there she goes. There she
Hmm.
goes with the horizontal. So Larva has really lowered this board very quickly as JB setting up for a bit of a fancy move here. I'm liking the swag. I just hope it works out for him.
Hmm. Yeah, Larva's path to finishing this level a lot more straightforward. Notice she has a lot set up. This double red going to be perfect for her.
This.
An L into a double vertical. Amazing combo from Larva. Very straightforward, but awesome to see.
Yeah, very nice foresight there by Larva. She's just going to need one more yellow and a couple reds. While JB, on the other hand, making up some. Oh, I thought he might lay down that
Hmm.
yellow there on top of the reds to set up for the horizontal, but that is going to do it as Larva out with a 556. She takes down our Dr. Mario Monthly founder, JB Henry, and will go on to face Ook the Librarian in round 2.
Excellently done, Larva. GG's to both players. That's a hot time. That is the number 16 time so far. And you can check out our hot times and all of our stats at our website, which is monthly.drmc.gg. So we are going to get ready for our next match, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. Stick around. Our next match, which is our number 2 seed Betty B and our number 7 seed Lord Valvatores. So, John, tell us a little bit about these players.
Well, I think this is going to be an exciting match. So Betty was our January Silver runner-up at the very beginning of the year, and Valvatores we haven't seen in a while. Val's last tournament was in May 2022 Silvers. So it's going to be interesting to see how this match goes for Val. Betty's been on a little bit of a hot streak. She's
Mhm.
taken games off of Frank Adelito and Floyd this year. She's made the last 10 goal brackets, and she's
Mhm.
actually our 2022 most improved player. So probably a little bit of an uphill battle for Val before, but in the past we've seen him do some amazing things. So this is going to be really exciting to watch.
Yeah, and I gotta say that most improved for Betty is so deserved. She has just
Absolutely.
improved so much, particularly in the speed arena. She she has gone from a good player to a terrifying player, and I did not want to face her during this the most recent versus championships, but I did, and I lost as I should have.
Oh,
Uh,
I got to
so
call that match with Chris Bidwell last night. That was something to see.
yeah, it was amazing to play this good friend of mine. So we are, let's see, we have readies from Val, and we are waiting on a ready from Betty. Now, with Lord Valvatores, we have a little bit of a family affair. For those of you who might not know, beautiful cross from Betty as she finishes her practice. Um, he is the brother of one of our frequent gold competitors, Ibar. So keeping it in the family there.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ibar, Ibar clearly rooting for Velvatores here, but no, no disregards towards Betty at all. We all love Betty B. We all love Valvatores too. And so it's gonna be a great match here. Either way, a great person is gonna move on to the next round to face the Dave.
All right, and we're getting our countdown in just a second. Three, two, one, pills. One thing that we're going to see a lot of from Betty is we are going to see some combos, John. She
Hmm.
loves this. This is part of her versus play. So we're going to see some pretty big brained stuff from her.
Yeah, that's one thing we see pretty commonly from Betty. It's always been her style. She loves the combos. She loves the big brain moves. As we're seeing Lord Valvatores here already setting up an
Hmm.
L clear. Really nice play there by Val.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that was really, really nice because this board is quite high up for him. And so he's being very efficient with this, taking down using tucks and things like that. So really nicely done. And these two are pretty evenly matched right now. Betty's got a great combo coming up here. Now she's left herself open the option to take out these blues in row one horizontally, and I think that's what she's going to do in the end.
Yeah, she's just going to have to clear out that yellow vertically first, which not going to be a big deal. Torres only down to 3 reds left. Right now, the doctor just giving him yellow and blue. There's a red. And there's another red. Just going to need one more. Well, 3 more, rather. 1, 2, and 3 out at a 108. And Betty, I believe, also out at a 108. So we are tied here right now, Savage.
Yeah, excellent finish from both of them, just finishing right on time. Now, Betty already taking out her first couple of viruses. This board is going to be taking some drop time, but she gets an excellent fat log right at the bottom of that board, and she's using the height of this board to just keep taking stuff out at the top.
Yeah, one thing I want to mention, Betty could have elected to put the red blues on the other side and also cleared out the blue there in her column too. But she does manage to get it anyway. She's gonna set up a nice horizontal there to get those yellows to drop down vertically. Really nice play by Betty. Those combos, just what we were talking about. But over here on Torres' side, he's been making some really great plays of his own. You can see his board is a little more split though than Betty's, and it's going to potentially give him some drop time issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you see him dropping a nice combo down in columns 1 and 2 and actually building up that garbage in column 3 to alleviate some drop time if the reds happen to come before those blues. Now, Betty out at a 223 with a nice horizontal there. Torres just needs one more red and he'll be out, but of course, he only gets it just now out at a 233. So Betty has a small virus lead, and she's starting to set up for some horizontals, some garbage drops on top of some horizontals, but she's pretty high up, so she's going to rely on probably a red, yellow, and a double red. That'll do it.
Red.
Excellently done.
So it does leave her with a tiny bit of garbage, but she can clear out that red horizontally and drop those blues down. And look at Betty. She's already out of yellow. I just noticed.
Yeah, this board actually could turn out to be a lot slower for her than she might want because of this lack of yellow. So one thing that has happened to Betty before is she has had some end games that have been tricky based on how she sets things up. And that tuck into columns 1 and 2, I think she overtucked that, but since it's blue and yellow, it's not going to be too big of a deal, John, to just save that garbage for last.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's given Torres a chance to really come back here. He's down to 7 viruses left, needing reds, needing yellows to really bring out this board. But look at that combo by Betty.
Yeah. Now, Torres got that red yellow, which was really helpful for him, but he chose to put it on the left-hand side. And that can be a little bit difficult because when your right-hand side is as tightly locked up as his is, you probably want to clear that out first. But he does have it, and now he's open for both of his viruses. And good micro adjustment.
Correction, doesn't quite get it over, but he does save himself from blocking off the yellows.
Mm-hmm. Now, Betty's at 25 viruses, 24 now, about 8 ahead of Val. And she's got a nice board here that she can tackle a little bit of the left, tackle a little bit of the right, and she's got enough diversity to keep her going. And so this is pretty straightforward. Nice lightning bolt for Betty.
Yeah, that was a really nice undertuck play by Betty there. Getting the lightning bolt and also reducing that drop time at the same time. So really nice play by Betty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's really turning it on here. It's great to see. And tucking these blue reds in between on column 8 sends the yellow garbage down on top and clears everything. So now she's also got another monster combo here. 3 verticals, very nicely done.
Yeah, and Val with a nice horizontal drop there with on his board as well, with those yellows dropping down to the red. Very nice play by Val. And he's looking to maybe set up to drop out these reds and yellows here in his column 4 and 5, or 5. Yeah, 4 and 5, which he does. Oh, and another nice drop combo to clear out, to drop down the yellows. But Betty already out at a 528, and she will take this game 1.
Yeah, and John, that is a super hot time. 5:28 is tied for the fifth fastest time. So is that was a masterful show by Betty. And Val also showing that even though we haven't seen him in a while, he's got his combo game worked out. He knows he's got plans, he knows what he's doing, and so we're in for a good game too.
Yeah, absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about on Val's side. He's played a very nice, clean game. Betty was just faster.
Mhm.
Out at a 6:11. GG's to both our players.
Yeah, and he finishes just outside of those hot times. So really nicely done there from Val. So, if these two would kindly bring a little more drama into our lives, we would love to see yet another decider.
Right?
And of course, our amazing restreamer, the Dave, rooting for Val because, who wouldn't be a little bit terrified to face Betty?
Yeah. I've played Betty a lot in verses, and every time I play Betty, it's just like, oh boy, how's this gonna go? For the record, Betty,
Exactly.
when you're if you listen back on this later, it's my turn.
All right, we have readies from both players. 3, 2, 1, Bills.
Right, Val gonna be out of the gate first, about 5 seconds or so ahead of Betty's timer. And we're already making some really good setups for some combos. You're gonna get this blue yellow drop combo here. I would really like to see him get a. Then there it is, the yellow
Yes, there
blue
it
that I was
is.
hoping
Yes.
for.
Because he was setting up and potentially could ruin that nice combo work that he was doing there. Now, take a look. Speaking of combo work, Betty is working on clearing out those blues horizontally at the top of her board, does so and manages to do it in style, leaving absolutely no garbage there. So she is a little bit ahead of Val right now, although she's pretty much going to have to take drop time unless the red yellows keep coming.
Yeah, Betty's got a really split board, and I'm really liking the compactness of Val's board much better than I'm liking Betty's board. But Betty has gotten the pills she needs consistently. And as Val getting out of a 104, Betty getting out at a 101 out of her level 5 or 4.
Hmm.
So great play by both of these players so far.
Val had an excellent horizontal to start the level, tucking that blue down several layers. That shows some good vision. And another nice blue horizontal. Now he's going to run out of blue in very short order. So we'll see how he prioritizes around that. Wow, a
Nice
really
swim
nice
move.
swim. That's a John Dat Flindo special.
I know, right?
Yeah, I gotta say, so impressed with your swims, captain of the Dr. Mario swim team. Yeah,
Well, thank you.
so now Betty's going to be needing quite a bit of blue here. She gets a really nice combo there. And notice she's setting up so that if she tucks a blue in between, yes, all of that great stuff will
Yes.
fall on columns 7 and 8.
And she's going to be setting up for another horizontal here. It's going to be a little bit tougher for her to get because she's not going to be able. Okay, she's going to abandon it.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
idea by Betty.
Yeah, I think you saw her talking to herself a little bit. She's like, "Oh, not my favorite." She did need this blue yellow to avoid competing plans, and so she's going to be out at a 218, and Val close behind on our screens, but out at a 228. So he's a little bit behind, but not by much.
Yeah, only a 10-second differential by the at this point. We've seen players come back from much farther back than this, and Val's a good player. It's really just gonna come down to how the pills fall and can they play them effectively. Val taking a huge bit of drop time though. There's about 2 seconds wasted just waiting for that
Mhm.
red piece of garbage to drop.
Yeah, every row of drop time takes about a quarter of a second, so you could be sitting there waiting for quite a little bit. Now, both players needing needing different colors to set up these plans. Would love to see the blues keep coming for Val so that he can work on this column 4 and 5. But he has to keep chopping down the columns around them, which is going to, it's going to slow down his plans, create more drop time.
Yeah, and he's finally going to get a blue, just going to
Mm-hmm.
take the drop time. I don't blame him. He's got to open up the rest of this board. And yeah, I thought he might take the tuck there. Could have done it vertically rather, but does elect to do that horizontally. He does have a little bit of a garbage situation there, but with that drop combo, it's going to set him up nicely to just underclear that, which he didn't go for, interestingly
Hmm.
enough.
Yeah.
But there it is.
And Betty out at a 348. Now, Val's situation is going to get a little bit more difficult because this double red, exactly what he needs. If he'd gotten another red yellow, it would have messed up that plan. Now, Betty, precarious, and she is
Oh,
going to top out. And that's okay. She just has to start over from the level that she ended on, but she does forfeit any viruses. So it's lucky that she topped out close to the top here.
yeah, so this could be a break for Torres, who right now really doesn't have much to speak of as far as the top line goes. I hate this top line, I really do. Some people might disagree with me, but I'm not a fan of it. But he's playing it pretty well.
Yeah, no, I gotta say, actually, aside from the fact that there's not the most diversity to it, this is something I'd like to chop down. I don't know. But Betty already tearing forward, just not daunted at all. And she's got an opportunity for a good lightning bolt. She doesn't take it, which it would have been a little bit quicker, but she's moving in a very careful, collected way. And she's still tearing through this quite quickly, John.
Yeah, Torres there with a nice cross, but does create a little bit of garbage. If he had waited one more pill for that double to show up, he could have done that completely drop free. But making nice work of the level 7. But as we can see, Betty already down to 4 viruses left. And if these
Mm-hmm.
blues can drop in her favor, she's going to get a nice drop combo here and going to set up for the horizontal. She doesn't take it. She elects to do them separately, but out at a 538 for Betty.
Excellent. And setting yet another hot time. So Betty has won this match. She is going to be moving on to face oh wait, who's she facing?
The
Oh,
Dave.
the Dave. Oh no. I'm sorry, Dave. But with the play that she's just had, you might want to start worrying now. All right. So an excellent game from both of these players. Torres, please come back in 2023. We want to see you continue to play this well and even better as we all do when we start playing this game. 621. Nicely done.
Absolutely. GG's to both our players.